Doesn't it make more sense to increase funding for schools where it's unsafe rather than cut off funding?
If schools aren't going to reopen and not fulfill that promise, they shouldn't get the funds.
You can't do that. I mean, I know.
Press like and share this out. We need to hear your opinions about the schools. Should they reopen? What should they do? What's the solution?
All right, guys, welcome back to Too Hard, Too Fast, the podcast with strong opinions about things that we may or may not know too much about in order to broaden perspectives.
So let me go back to the question. So online's not an option. They're going to be in the class. So are they require them all to wear face masks or just 6 feet apart?
Neither, dude. There's no way my kids...
Neither? Dang, okay.
There's no way my kids can wear a face mask.
The whole
They
day.
you can make them wear a face mask. You can teach them to wear a face mask. They can learn to wear a face mask. But when they have speech problems and they already have that disability they're working with, right now you're wearing a face mask and I bet it's kind of muffled in there.
Maybe.
Right? So you have to speak louder. You have to overcompensate for that mic to hear you.
I'm okay to do it for the people. So I know, so I don't think that's the intention though of you can't be within 6 feet from someone. I think the whole intention is if you don't know the person, the kids need to be 6 feet apart. Because as a teacher, you should be knowledgeable enough, responsible enough to sanitize your hands every time you go. I'm sure if you help a kid, you're gonna go back to your desk, hand sanitize, wash your hands or whatever, then go to another kid. You're not just gonna jump from kid to kid as maybe you would have in the past. So obviously you're gonna take precaution with each kid. So it's not more so, I think, keep 6 feet apart just in general from another human being, but just, students, because they may not have that awareness or consciousness, and then how are you going to keep them safe from each other? I think that's the intention, or I think that's the point.
I think in a gen ed classroom, you can set that as a rule, as a guideline at the very beginning. You can make that as an understanding. In my class, and that's getting back to what are the guidelines for my class? In my class, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I can set it, and then some of them might understand and respect that, but others don't, because they're in my class. And in my class, I have kids with severe autism or kids with Down syndrome who are still working with social skills. So they're not understanding completely the social aspect of making friends. They're not understanding the social aspect of staying in their bubble. That's an actual goal we make in their individual education plan.
Even aside from this,
before all this, that's an actual goal that we make.
Don't get too close.
They're right up in your face or in people's faces. You can't.
They don't have that social awareness.
Yeah, we still have to teach them you have to keep an arm's length away. So we've already been practicing social distancing. We've been trying to learn social distancing for years before this. That's already a goal. How do you make that just happen?
No, it's hard.
And then when also other kids have goals of you need to make friendships. You need to initiate conversations. You need to get attention correctly. So a lot of it is social skills that they need to learn. And how do you teach that? By saying, you got to stay away from each other. What you want them is to come together and learn to interact with each other, play together, share things, just be together. That. The whole thing is being included and being together. And now you're telling them you have to be apart. Yeah. So at least in my class, that's the thing. I know it's going to be hard enough in the gen ed class of kids. We're humans. We're all social beings by by nature. Yeah, just open up your Facebook, open up your Instagram, open up all that, and then follow us. But open up all that and see how people that should have an understanding have a tough time already.
That's true.
Regardless if they're just being stubborn or they're just not understanding.
Oh yeah,
So
you're right.
you want to teach kids that? It's gonna be tough.
That is gonna be tough. Now, this is my opinion, and maybe I'm simplifying the solution. So right now, the CDC, they're deferring it to the school districts or to the states or whatever, and it seems like it's gonna be a one-size-fits-all, where either some states or some school districts or maybe some cities, they're just gonna be, well, all right, everyone has to come into schools and they just have to be 6 feet apart. Or some are gonna say, well, everyone has to come to school. They don't necessarily have to be 6 feet apart. We encourage it, but as long as you wear a face mask, it's fine. And then some are gonna be, well, no, we're just gonna be all online, or we're gonna be hybrid, blah blah. But then I think the other factor is teachers. It seems like they're not even giving teachers an option. Because what if, and I've heard this on the news, where there's a lot of teachers who don't feel safe going back into the work environment, and they're being forced, or their district is telling them, well, you're gonna have to come teach. That's what we want. And you have to wear everyone needs to wear a face mask, or everyone needs to be 6 feet apart. But maybe the teacher, maybe they have some underlying health condition. So crap, and they're not taking that fact. But if they want to keep their job, then they're gonna have to do whatever the school did. And so now they're putting their own health at risk. And maybe I'm oversimplifying the solution, but I kind of think with that, really, I don't think the school districts or state, I don't think it should be their decision. It should be the parents. The parents should say, well, I want my kids to be online, or, oh, I'm okay with my kids going to school. Because then, let's say 30 or 40% of the parents want their kids to remain at home, because for all you know, maybe the kids live with grandparents, and they have underlying conditions, right? Which
most of my students, or not my students specifically, but in my school, a lot of them live with their grandparents.
See, and that's that. But, and so if a lot of opt into, well, no, I still want my kids to be online, then I think that gives the opportunity of the teachers who feel comfortable just teaching online for them to just pair them up, really. Well, okay, great, we're going to have this population of students who are going to be online, then we'll have these teachers to be online, and those who are okay coming face-to-face, then we'll have these teachers who are okay coming in, and then we'll pair them up with these, and then they'll do whatever regulation, whether it be face masks 6 feet apart or whatever. And maybe I'm oversimplifying the solution, but I honestly think that would probably be the best solution, because now it accommodates everyone, where it accommodates both the worker, the teacher, and it accommodates the students and the parents and whatever concern they have on both sides.
I think that's
because right now it seems like it's being forced. If it's like, well, no, we're going to teach face to face. Now they're kind of pressuring teachers.
No, I think that sounds like a good idea. Like, it would be cool if teachers are. I don't know how many teachers would actually say, "Yeah, I feel." There's some weird ones out there. No, I'm just, I think there's a lot of them that would say, "Yeah, I don't care. I'll go and be in person," and then that would open up the ones that are not comfortable, or the ones with underlying health conditions to. That actually sounds really. I wonder if anybody has even thought of that.
Well, there you go. Put my idea out there. Worm's idea.
That's how we brought in perspectives.
Perspective, brother, right here.
Stop it.
Not just joking. It's just apple juice. It's just apple juice.
Oh my goodness. Everything you just said just went invalid from that.
It's alright. Put me on national news. I got the solution to the nation's schools situation.
Oh, that was good.
Was
Put
it?
that on a t-shirt.
I got the solution to the nation's school situation. Is that too long? I don't know.
Anyways, but I don't know. We're not gonna figure it out.
I just did. But
I think this actually opens up a good conversation. Like, I want to know from other teachers, other people, parents. I want to know what you guys feel. Like, if you're listening to this on YouTube, I want to know it in the comments. If you're listening to it on any podcast platform, tweet us, Too Hard Too Fast POD. Just I want reach out. Like I want to know wherever you see this. I want to know your perspectives because it could broaden our perspectives. Like come on, we only know so much. I want to know what you guys know. I want to know what you guys feel, what you guys think, what you guys believe. What do you fear from that? So I am actually really open to this conversation. And this is probably a conversation that we can always bring back. We can invite people to enlighten us, maybe teach us something.
Maybe
broaden our
that's a
perspective.
big maybe. No,
So I really do want. I'm really open to this conversation. It really hits. It hits home to me for many reasons. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher of special needs. I have a child who is eventually going to go to school. So, like, I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. That's it. I just want to know. I just want to know, man.
We want to know.
So, yeah, just like it'll be good to listen.
I think so too. Well, for all the teachers out there, though, good luck. Stay strong. You too, George. Good luck.
Hey, we still got the rest of the summer, man. Don't bring me down. We're still in July.
Oh, we're still
We got the rest of the summer.
That's true.
I don't know how long of a summer. We may be starting school early too. I don't
That's
even
true.
like our starting date may not
Oh,
even
you might
be the
start
starting
early.
date. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
think that was the thing. Like some school districts, from what I've heard, and again, this is just from what I heard, from what I've seen on social media. Some of them is credible. Some of them it is not. But I've seen some districts decide, hey, your starting date that you thought you were going to start from is canceled. We're moving it forward, or we're moving it up, and we're starting early because our school district has decided that we're going to do all year round. I don't even know how that works either. Like you go a certain time to school, and then you have a break for a week or two, and then you come back. So I guess like with this whole how Rona works, or like you have that 2-week thing where it's like you have to quarantine if you think you got it or you feel like you were exposed. Quarantine yourself for at least 2 weeks so you can see if there's symptoms. So I can see how like if you go to school for a certain period and then you get off for 2 weeks,
Yeah, that's true.
that would make sense in a way, but I don't know. Like, what do you get done with a certain thing and then you're off for 2 weeks? And
On
then,
2 weeks.
yeah, like
It's a
I
good
don't know.
idea.
what
2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
I don't think it's 2 weeks on. 2 weeks off. I think it's like a month and then 2 weeks off.
Oh, well, some districts
I don't
already
know
do
what-
that. Some districts already do that. One month on, 1 month off, or like 2 weeks off and then 1 month on.
Not anymore here in Texas.
Yes, here in Texas.
Really?
So they do that.
Well, see, that's
One of the
problem.
districts-
That's
one of the
problem.
districts
El
do that.
Paso's weird. Well, there to be weird.
Dare to be weird, man. Dare to be weird.
El Paso really does that?
One of the districts.
One of the-
Yeah, one of the districts.
How do they? Do you?
So
okay,
it's- so
when you
what-
were in school,
how
they
many-
did that?
No, I wish. I
No,
I think I
but
would
not in
like
your district,
that.
but a district.
One of the districts does
While
that.
you
So
were
I
in the
had,
school?
I think I had 2 cousins that they were in that district where they had. So how many? What's the total weeks of summer vacation you have off? What's that? 8 weeks, 9 weeks?
2 months and
So that's
a half,
8,
maybe. So about 8 weeks.
8, 9, 10,
10? 10 weeks, maybe.
10 weeks. Okay.
At best, yeah.
At best, okay. So they would still get that same amount.
Which,
of
by the
time.
way, it's not full. I don't get me wrong. Like we're not just like most teachers are not just sitting around.
Some teach
There's-
summer. Yeah.
Some teach summer. Some.
But they
some
get
go-
paid extra.
Some do professional development, so it's not really
Oh,
like
okay.
they're off the whole time. So don't just. I hate that thing where people,
They're off.
hey, you're off all summer. Like, come on,
Hell yeah.
quit crying. But yeah. So
Well,
I mean, it's a good break.
Well, let's just say let's say 9 weeks then. So they would have something similar to that where they go to school for a month, and I could be wrong because I didn't go to this. they're on for a month, but it's because I had an aunt too that worked in that district.
But while you were in school,
From my awareness, yes.
there was a school district that already did this.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
They're on for
I
a
have a
month.
question. I'm the only
then
reason
they're
I'm
off.
asking because I have a question for them. So
Okay.
explain.
They go to school for a month or maybe a month and a half, then they're off 2 weeks. And then they go for another month and a half, and then they're off 2 weeks, just throughout the year. So throughout the year, they have these 2 weeks off almost like every other month or whatever. So it equals to 10, to the same 10 weeks. but I think that works out great for the students too. Because if they're off the whole summer for 2 months, sometimes some students are bored or they don't want to, or it's just hard for them to adjust back into it.
Or they lose what they got.
Or they lose what they got, opposed to this, where man, it gives them a break and then they come back in. Then it gives them a little break and they come back. Not well. I think it works for everyone, the students and for the teachers and the whole district. So
I can see it probably alleviates the burnout, because I know by March, April, May, I'm done. Like I'm not just waiting, but it's tough. It's tough
no, sure.
because it's like you're working hours. Like even after your release time, you're staying and working hours. But after that, you come in early. So I can see, and like I was telling you yesterday off camera, that whenever you feel like that, like you're tired, that one day you call out.
Regenerate.
It's like and you can just like, hey, I'm ready for another month of this. Let's do it. Like I don't know. At least for me, I don't know. It could be different there's a lot of teachers that don't. There's a lot of teachers just go straight boom, and they have like all these sick days just accumulated, and it's ridiculous. Like, and some of them retired, and they're just lost days.
Take your sick days.
Yeah,
I need to practice what I preach because I don't take my sick days.
Well, I mean, if you have a family, yeah. I mean, you don't get that back. That's the thing you don't get back. You don't get the time you lose from your family.
Yeah.
You do a lot for the other kids, and it's great. It's very noble, honorable. I don't know. It's very rewarding.
Yeah.
But you also miss out on your home life. But that's not what my point is. Is like, I can see the 2 weeks how it rejuvenates. What's the word?
Regenerate.
No. It just makes you want to go back to work. But
re-energizes.
Yeah, like
but that's not the word I'm looking for either, though.
Rejuvenates. Ooh, that's the word. Right
there you go.
Anyways, but you know what? I do love the whole 9-10 weeks off, because you can just, if you have the money, you can just, and if it's not Rona season.
Yeah, no kidding.
You can just
go to Europe.
You can go here, you can go there, you can plan it.
Should I be a teacher? I'm just joking.
Yeah, but why not?
Yeah, just for that.
But I mean, not everybody gets to do it. It doesn't happen. Some people don't make it happen. But the opportunity is there, is what I'm saying. If you have 2 weeks off, can you? I guess you could probably still plan it. Maybe I'm wrong. You can be like, hey, I'm getting this 2 weeks. And
then ask for another 2 weeks. That way you get a whole month. Hey, that's true. If you have vacation,
you get 2 weeks and then you get sick for another week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody's their own thing. I don't know if I would like the whole year-round thing. I like working to a goal. Like I like seeing we're here in August. We're gonna get these students here in May, and once I like that. I like seeing them like, we made it. Like everybody, teachers, students, we all get to that point where it's like, we made it. And it's like a bond, like we did this together.
I didn't quit.
we did this together.
I kept my salary.
We survived.
But and they might get a month. I think maybe they get June, like they get that whole month. So
but then they get a lot then.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, never mind. That changes everything. That changes the whole thing. Like let's do that. I'm ready to go 2 weeks.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it's 2 months, 2 weeks off, and then they just get all the.
I think it just changes stuff.
I don't know. I need to look it up.
All right, guys.
If you know, leave it on the comments.
I think it's different for a lot of places. Like
it might be.
And then it even depends, like what, because like you could be going to like an academy within the same district. That's and all that. So who knows how things run? It's above my pay scale. This was a good conversation. Dude, we just went all serious.
We went too hard, too fast. On a school situation, yeah.
Hey, there was a little jokes there. There was some jokes.
A little bit jokes. The too hard, too fast mask and stuff.
That's how you
This
can
is
know
a
what we're
joke right
about.
here. Nah, I'm just joking. I like them. I like them.
I think you already ripped it. Did you already rip it?
No,
dude?
no.
Oh man, I can't give you anything nice.
No, I didn't.
No, I don't know.
Hey, you know what'd be cool? Too hard, too fast sunglasses. Too hard, too fast hat.
I want to get a cap.
Can you buy me that?
I want to get a T-shirt. I want a T-shirt.
Oh,
Maybe
too hard, too fast.
The person that made this.
Too hard, too fast underwear on the.
Shout out Abby. Boom. But no, this is good. This is what we want this podcast to be about. Like, you know, we're here to have fun. We're here to be silly. We're here to bring people on that can broaden our perspectives, your perspectives. We want to be funny. We want to be serious sometimes.
We want to go viral.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Not like Rona. Dang it, I'm gonna have to cut that out.
No, you don't.
Nah, I won't. Yeah, this is what we're about. Now you get to see what we're about.
And I just want to let the people know, irresponsible, responsible. I'm fully covered. I cover my mouth, cover my eyes. Irresponsible,
yeah, this is 6 distance right here.
responsible.
6.
That's
6
not
feet.
6 feet.
6 feet. You can
You touch it, don't touch. I need that to not touch.
Anyway, guys,
Yeah, just joking.
that's it. Another podcast down the drain.
Se acabó.
I hope you liked it. If you did, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. We really would appreciate it. It would help us out.
If you didn't like it, still press like, please.
Share it out. This is a good one for people to share out.
I think
You
so.
know, it could reach a lot of people and get different perspectives that could help a lot of different people.
I traveled all the way here just for this.
Just for this.
Just for this.
Thanks for listening. We really do appreciate it. And with that said, another podcast down the drain. Worm, what do you guys say?
Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone.
What's
No?
I don't, whatever that was.
All right.
Hey, dare to be you, dare to be weird. Bye.